Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King, and today I'm going to be giving you part 13 of What If Naruto became the new god of Apokolips. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the brand new episodes over in the other channel guys. Yes, I indeed have 4 of them, which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. All the links will be down in the description, and also don't forget to turn on the bell notification to see exactly when I post. So yeah, without further ado, or waste no more time, what do you say we jump right into this brand new episode? Begin now guys. So the last time we left off, all of Lord Trostney's supporters that are part of the Red Lantern Corps were completely demolished as Naruto stepped foot inside the area. Without his Kitsune uniform, he was Nathaniel. None of them knew him by that name, so that was okay. As he stepped foot towards the Mad God, Atrocitus had to get off his throne. As he realized that this individual was no pushover, the power he could feel from him was ridiculous. However, Naruto was not here to fight him instead. He was here to help him. Atrocitus was wary of that. That is when Naruto pulled something out that shocked Atrocitus. It was the source of the Red Lantern power. If Naruto were to destroy this, they would all lose their power immediately. Now that was beyond shocking. However, he's offering to seal it inside of Atrocitus, strengthening him even more, to make him beyond powerful, to make him surpass limitations that he once had. The man didn't understand why he was going to do this. What would this benefit him until he realized something? Yes, he realized something. This person in front of him was not Nathaniel Wilson as he says. This was Kitsune, one of the greatest bounty hunter in the entire universe. As Naruto decided to play his part. However, the deal was made between them as long as Atrocitus swore his loyalty to Naruto, which he did for the power, as Naruto sealed it all inside of him. Some time passed as Atrocitus saved his subordinates. It's been some time now since he got all the power, and I climbed to it. His strength was beyond what it was. There were those that attacked him because he had bowed down to Naruto. He decided to slaughter them in the process to show that he still had his overwhelming power, and even more now, as they all bowed down to him, realizing that he was beyond what they first thought. Beyond even more. His strength has grown to ridiculous heights. He was basically a super-powered monster. So with that out of the way, they decided to take the fight straight towards all of the manhunters. The battle that followed was furious, ferocious, as they were going to corner all of them at Sector 666. So Atrocitus, Diana, and all the other leaders went up against the manhunters. As Raven was with a squad, as she was with the Blue Lantern, who was writing a book. Yes, it turns out that he was writing a book on, well, Naruto, as he was making a literal religion that Naruto was a god, because he was, after all. And Raven was being praised in this also as well, giving her high title, as she had to say it was better than she expected. With that out of the way, as the others questioned what would happen when all the manhunters are gathered, the Red Lanterns were surprised when Diana told them that Naruto was going to destroy them, as he had a technique to eviscerate all of them, despite their numbers, as they were all being gathered up. Naruto was talking to the only lantern that was able to gain the Blue and Red Lantern insignia, and soon enough, he was gonna gain something far better. Naruto saw it from day one. He was special. That is why he chose him as his commander in all of this. While that was going on, we skip back towards Earth, as Naruto was with Pamela until his new aka spy arrived. She was a spy sent here by Amanda Waller, as Naruto spoke to her and told him that he knew. She was shocked by that. However, he told her something. There was a race of creatures known as the butterflies. They only had one source of food, and that was from a creature known as a cow. They were infecting people and taking over their minds. Using X-ray vision, they were able to see it. As she was shocked, she had to report this immediately, as she realized that this person was not as bad as she thought. Given the mission that Amanda gave her to spy on Naruto, he was actually trying to save mankind. She didn't know what to think, but she had a mission to do, so she returned back. Her cover was blown, so there was nothing that she could do about that. That is when Harley Quinn arrived. As she was here to test Naruto, she was probably pissed off as well, given the fact that Poison Ivy has now joined Naruto 100% and is no longer with her. That angered her tremendously, and she was here to attack him, as Naruto decided that he would not hurt them too badly, as he told Poison Ivy that. But she was much more serene and calm about it because of the state that she was in right now. She had found true peace because she had become a sage. So yeah guys, basically as we left off, you guys can switch across the play, check it out for yourself. So this way we jump right into this. Begin now guys. Hello Harley Quinn. It is not a pleasure to finally meet you. Naruto greeted. Well, it's piece of cow to meet you too, asshole, Harley said, as she threw her wig and glasses away. She did not feel the need to put up a disguise anymore, given the fact that her cover had been blown. The container that they also had in the package shapeshift into an old man in a wheelchair. The effect also being that King Shark was released from the confined space that he was placed in, and Harley Bat had came out as well. No wonder I do not like you very much. No manners at all, said Naruto, as Harley sticked out her middle finger in retaliation. Guys, am I the only one getting dark and sinister vibes from this guy? I mean, if I was getting these vibes from you guys, I wouldn't mind. In fact, I would be proud. But from him, well, it does not feel so good, Dr. Psycho said in a warning tone. That you can sense anything whatsoever from my mind is quite impressive, Psycho. I must have underestimated your telepathic aptitude, and for that, you have my sincere apologies, said Naruto. His body was then rapidly covered by nanobots that formed over his body, creating the black armored suit. Oh shit, I didn't know that he could do that, Harley thought in dismay. Yeah, well, guess what? You brought a baseball bat to a futuristic technology battle, you blonde bimbo, Psycho said angrily. What the hell are you talking about? I brought the best sidekick in the world, an indestructible giant fish man, a cybernetic transformer, and a goddamn clay monster. If that isn't enough ammunition, then I don't know what the hell is, Harley said. Wait, you think I'm the best telepath in the world? Psycho said. There were stars in his eyes and a big grin plastered over his face. Okay, don't let it get to your head, or I'll take you right back, Harley said, rolling her eyes. Their guard is completely down. What a bunch of idiots, Naruto thought to himself. Naruto stepped forward only for him to clear the distance between them, which was extremely far, within a fraction of a second, as his hand grabbed around Psycho's throat. As Naruto started to squeeze, he didn't want to kill him and risk alienating himself with Poison Ivy, so he simply strangled him until he passed out. Very difficult to focus your psychic powers while having a life strangle out of you, isn't it? That is what you get for having a casual dialogue while the enemy is standing right in front of you, Naruto said in a condescending tone, as Psycho looked like his eyes were gonna pop out, given the grip that was on his throat. The crew was also looking the same way because of shock, not expecting him to arrive so fast in the slightest. Shit, let go of him, you little... Harley was cut off as she drove her metal bat against Naruto's head. However, it was bounced away right out of her hand. What the... She was cut off as Naruto backhanded her. She fell down and unconscious instantly. Psycho also losing conscious as well, as Naruto dropped him right on top of Harley. Clearly none of you have any real combat or military training. It seems really obvious that the psychic should have been at a further distance and there should have been a perimeter set around him to keep him protected from the enemy getting close to him. And as for Harley, even if she brought you guys along, one would think that she would be smart enough to arm herself with something other than a baseball bat when going into unknown territory against an enemy that she has no idea of what he can do. Naruto shook his head in disappointment. Harley, Psycho, I won't let you kill my friends. You'll pay for what you have done, the old man in the cybernetic wheelchair said, as he was about to transform into something, but Naruto really didn't have time for this crap. He appeared behind the man and chopped him in the back of the neck as he was knocked out instantly. SY Boredom. Once a brilliant international spy and technological engineer, I wonder what sort of madness made you did such a silly and impractical thing to yourself, Naruto thought, as he looked down towards the man. Naruto then turned to face the others. Strange, he said, looking at the both of them. Given the bond that you share with your friends, I thought the both of you would have tried to do an attack on me by this moment. Did I scare the big fish? Did I frighten the boogeyman? Naruto asked in a condescending tone, directing his insults towards King Shark and Clayface, as the both of them seemed to be frozen in place like statues, both of them snarling at him, as they refused to attack nonetheless, their eyes darting between Naruto and their comrade. Oh, I get it now. Even low-level intellect creatures like yourself can figure it out, I suppose. Yes, this position, with me standing so close to your friends, and the both of you having such large scale attacks, will be rather difficult for you to use them without hurting your friends. I believe this is what they call a checkmate in chess, Naruto said with a sinister undertone, causing shivers to run up and down in King Shark and Clayface's spine, if whatever Clayface had could be called a spine. There is always a bigger and badder wolf around the corner. Something more terrifying than you, something more powerful than you, something more devious and cunning than you are. Remember that next time you come up with one of your bright ideas. Believe it or not, I'm not saying or doing any of this to crush you, but I'm sharing some of my knowledge and wisdom, so that you too may grow and become better versions of yourself, said Naruto. There was a pause, as none of them spoke until King Shark spoke up. Thank you, Mr. Uzumaki. We will be sure to have a much better plan next time. As King Shark realized that it was best to play safe for now until the rest of his crew was safely tucked away in Clayface's body. Good, but just in case you think I need hostages to win this little game. As Naruto appeared in front of King Shark with speeds that the fish could not even hope to understand. As Naruto hit him with a combo that was so fast, King Shark did not see it. His legs turned into jelly almost instantly before his large frame crashed on the ground. But he was much more stronger than a lot of people, and he was not going to fall so easily, that is what he thought, as he tried to get back up. But his body just refused to listen to him, as he kept on collapsing over and over again. Naruto had enough as he chopped him right in the head, causing him to pass out immediately. Last man standing. Do not fret, Clayface. You will come to no harm. After all, someone need to carry them out of here, Naruto said as he turned to face the behemoth of Clayface. Plus, I have a message for Harley when she wakes up. Tell her that Poison Ivy is on my crew now. It's not entirely personal, it's mostly business, but she belongs to me nonetheless. If Harley wants to talk about it and hash it out, then I see no problem with that. She can communicate that with Kite Man and have him deliver the message to my rooftop. As Naruto took a pause to make sure that Clayface understood, before he carried on with his explanation. Furthermore, I will not interfere with any of hers and her crew business unless it affects me. However, if you guys infiltrate any of my properties again, if any of my men and women are harmed in any way by you lot, I will brutally, painfully, and mercilessly kill each and every one of you. Do we understand each other? Naruto asks. Clayface did the only thing that he felt he could do at that moment, as he nodded his head yes. Good. Now take your friends into your body. You will be leaving by a teleportation. Clayface nodded as he extended his arm out and sucked all of his friends inside of his body, leaving their head out so they could breathe. He expanded in size to fit especially King Shark. Good man, said Naruto as he dematerialized his suit from his face to his neck as he pressed the button on his earpiece. Instant. It's your turn, said Naruto. Take these people back to Gotham. Roger that, boss. Instant appeared behind Naruto. Man, that was quick. They did not even mount any sort of challenge at all. But I guess that's a good thing, Instant said, as he walked over towards Clayface and placed a hand on him, before he flashed away with him. 10 minutes later, Naruto's office. Naruto was looking towards Ivy, as he didn't know if he should be concerned or impressed to how detached she was, that he just whooped all of her friends' ass. As she realized that, given the look that he was giving her. I know what you're thinking, look. I was all alone in the world, but Harvey and the crew accepted me, befriended me despite all of my numerous flaws. So yes, I appreciate that. And I still care for them, but I cannot abandon my lifelong goal of saving the planet from toxic waste and environmental pollution. And what they did for me does not change the fact that they are a bad influence. I am loyal to the cause, and I'm loyal to you, Pamela said. I know, said Naruto. Don't worry, there might be hope for them yet. This wasn't just a beatdown I gave them. It was also a way for me to plant seeds and change into their mind. Let us watch and see how they handle this first test, said Naruto. Always an endgame with you, isn't there? Your benevolence is matched only by your wrath. That is one of the things I find so endearing about you, Pamela said with a smile. Endearing? Careful, Pamela. Don't make me mistake you for a woman that is falling in love with her boss, especially since I plan to recruit your boyfriend as one of my bodyguards, per your request, said Naruto. He teased and warned at the same time. Kite man, she said. I don't know what to do. I want to tell him the truth about my affair with Harley, but I'm afraid of losing him. At the same time, I think I don't know, she said, as she wasn't sure how to tell Naruto that she was falling in love with him, given the fact that he knew so much about her, the fact that she was cheating on her boyfriend with Harley, well, back then, and now she was planning on cheating on him with her boss now. He knew a lot about her, and it was just so complicated. In any case, she didn't have to think about it for much longer, as something rather unexpected happened. Not even Naruto expected this, as he turned towards the window after hearing the knock to see none other than Supergirl. Given the look on her face, they both got the feeling that it wasn't a good visit whatsoever. What do you want? Naruto said, as he knew that she could read his lips. After all, not even her super hearing could hear what was being said in his office. Let me in, or else, as her eyes started to glow red, as Naruto tilted his head looking towards her, before he raised his hand in the defensive, not wanting to incur the wrath of his ex-girlfriend. Despite the dangerous look on her face, he did not seem all that fazed, despite the posture that he was in. As he pressed the button on his wristwatch, it caused the window to face, allowing her to enter. The moment she did, leave us, she said, without looking at Pamela. Pamela almost snapped. However, the lesson that Naruto had taught her had kicked in, that she did not need to prove herself or even show off, now that she had the power of the sage. She should stay as low-key as possible so there would not be too many eyes on her or her activities, and of course being a sage gave her a better control of her violent emotions, allowing her to calm down. However, this girl cannot tell her to leave. It's okay, Pamela, said Naruto. She's my crazy ex-girlfriend. But this crazy ex-girlfriend would not resort to kill me, said Naruto. Oh yeah? And what about kidnapping? Somehow I doubt that she's above that, Pamela said. We both know I can take care of myself. as Pamela reluctantly but obediently left the office, but she indicated that she would be right outside the door. As Naruto turned towards Supergirl, he did not say a single word, he just looked at her. As it seems like hours were passing, but it was only a few seconds in reality. He then finally spoke, if all you wanted to do was stare at my handsome face, you could have video called me or something. What have you done to Wonder Woman, Kara said, as she tried by all means to keep this as professional as possible. I wasn't aware that the both of you were that close, said Naruto, as he moved towards his office chair and sat down. The Justice League sent me here to give you a warning. Give Wonder Woman back or suffer the consequences, Kara said. The Justice League? So you're their errand girl now. What did they do? Offer you a place in their ranks if you help them take me down? As she looked away in shame, Naruto was surprised. Despite their differences, he never thought that she would go this far. Honestly, I'm confused. Is it that you would do anything to achieve your long-term goal of joining the league? Even sell me out? Or is it that you hate me so much that you would even help my enemies to get back at me? Naruto asked in a curious tone. Look, she said, this is not about us. Out of all the members of the Justice League, I am the one who was the closest to you, and I am the one that know you better than anyone else. We thought it would be better if I was the one that delivered the warning, Kara said. So you're already referring to yourself as a member of the league? Damn. And here I thought that you and I might be on the same side one day, said Naruto. Kara was shocked. You actually want to get back with me? After everything? I thought you hated me, she said, causing Naruto to burst out laughing, much to her confusion and humiliation. She clenched her fists. You think this is funny? You think playing with my emotions and making a fool out of me is gonna make things better for you? Do you have any idea what you're threatening to unleash? Kara asked angrily. Don't you get it, Kara, said Naruto. I don't hate you. Angry at you, yes. Irritated by you, yes. But I don't hate you. You must have lost your mind, he said as he laughed once more. What are you saying exactly? She asked him in confusion, not quite understanding. I love you, silly, said Naruto. And despite the vexing, sinister actions that you have taken, I know that you love me too, said Naruto. A bond like ours cannot just be banished that easily. Perhaps the reason why you hate me so much is because it's the opposite. You cannot understand the fact why you cannot get rid of these feelings, and why it goes against everything that you are to be in love with a villain, said Naruto. So you never hated me at all? There was hope and desperation in her eyes as she asked. No, not then, not now. And I don't think I ever will. Even if we cannot be together, I'll still look out for your interests and your safety and well-being. Kara was speechless, as she did not know what to say. It took her a moment to adjust to finally speaking. It doesn't make sense, she said. It makes no sense. She snapped her gaze back towards him. How can a villain like you show unconditional love? How can a villain like you love so much, show so much humility, grace, honor, courage, when the bestest of superheroes cannot? It does not make any sense, she said. Well, for starters, I am not a villain. However, even if I were, you have to understand that not everything is black and white in this world. There are shades of gray as well. You also have to understand, yes, using your brain is well and good, but you have instincts and emotions, and both of them play just as important as a role as your intellect. If you do not acknowledge and perfect these two variables, you will never obtain a peace of mind and heart, and as a result you will never find true happiness and contentment in your life. What are you saying exactly? She asked, having an idea of what Naruto was trying to say, but she wanted to say it straightforward. As he looked at her, stop worrying about Superman, the Justice League, or what the rest of the world thinks of you. Make your own decisions, based not only on what you think, but what you feel with your emotions and instincts. Find a balance, and when you do, you will have clarity on what you must do, or at the very least, what you want to do, said Naruto, She was quiet for a few seconds until she spoke. I can't believe I'm getting therapy sessions from my villainous ex-boyfriend, she said. As that caused Naruto to chuckle as he realized her words were not so far from the truth because he did try to, well, counsel her. Anyway, I will give your advice a shot and see where it leads me. But for now, I really need you to tell me what you did to Wonder Woman. Dr. Fate already told the League that you were the last person that she went to visit before she disappeared. So either you know what happened to her, or you did something to her. The League needs straight answers, that is. If you do not want to go to war with them, Kara said. As she said them instead of we, Naruto realized that. It seems his little speech was having an effect on her. The truth always worked better than a lie when trying to manipulate someone, Naruto thought. Wonder Woman is off-world fighting an intergalactic war. Well, the war just ended. Today, in fact. She's now busy picking up the pieces and affecting law and order in the affected area. I cannot disclose more information than that, but she will return in about a fortnight. Do you have any proof of this? Can you tell us where this intergalactic war is, and why the Green Lanterns do not know about it? No, I can't. Everything is top secret. The League can ask her about it when she returns. I promised her I would not tell anyone. And I intend to do that, said Naruto, as Kara stared at him for a long time, trying to see if she could tell whether he was lying or not. But she could not. His face was always just so calm. What is your relationship with her? Is she your rebound girl? All the words came out so quickly. Were you cheating on me with her before we break up? Are you guys serious? What if I told you I want you back? Would you break up with her for me? Kara asked in a quick, fast session as she looked at him. That's a lot of questions. I will try to answer them in order, said Naruto. Once again, his face did not change. He was just so calm. As Naruto saw her questioning as something else, she wear her emotions on her sleeve. She isn't afraid to ask the questions that might cause her grief and pain. One might think that this is a weakness, but I recognize the character for something else. Unbreakable strength, mind, and self-belief, and overwhelming confidence, Naruto thought. As he then finally spoke, well, my relationship with Wonder Woman is right now that we are good friends who trust, love, and respect one another. We both want more from each other because we're both physically, emotionally attracted to one another. The only difference between us is that she's ready for the more, where I am still trying to process my breakup with you. So no, she's not a rebound girl. She's something more, much more than that. Also, I was not cheating on you with Wonder Woman, or anyone else. I have never even met her until after we broke up, said Naruto, as he went quiet. And she said, if I said I wanted you back, what would you do? Her whole body tensed up as Naruto sensed feelings of fear, of rejection, emanating from her. I do not know, said Naruto. Love, true love is essential in a relationship, and I think you and I had that. But it is not always enough. People also need to be compatible. They need to learn to grow from one another. And they need to have similar goals in life. It is also important to accept the differences in one another and make compromises, said Naruto. I feel like physically and sexually, we are obviously compatible. And yes, we do love each other. However, mentally and philosophically, we are not compatible with one another. And honestly, Kara, I have felt disrespected and degraded by you on more than one occasion, said Naruto. Finally, there's loyalty and security. When we were together, you made me a target by being reckless with information about us, which led to the whole world discovering our relationship. You later told Barbara Gordon information that I shared with you in confidence, which led to Batman and then the Justice League learning about such information. You also went on a media campaign where you slandered me with every opportunity you did. Get to be on TV. How can I be with someone who consistently breaks my heart, spread rumors about me, and betray my trust and put me at risk, said Naruto. For a moment she was silent until she finally started to speak. Nathaniel, I'm so sorry, she said. I never thought about it like that. I never considered how my actions might affect you, especially how my actions might reflect on me. Not to mention all the other stuff I've done or said about you on national TV. In hindsight, I've been a truly horrible person, haven't I? All of this while judging you and looking down on you. I don't deserve to be loved by you, she said, as she tried but she failed to hold back the tears. As Naruto was surprised, he wasn't sure that Kryptonians could cry up until this moment because he never saw one cry before. Come to think about it, he was not sure that new gods could cry either. He had not interacted with any other new gods until a couple of months ago with Scott and Big Barta, and he has never remembered a single time where he had cried. He remembered wanting to cry a couple of times when he was growing up, but he couldn't say that he ever succeeded with that. Nevertheless, he didn't want to see Kara cry. Before he could even think what he was doing, he was already getting up and hugging and consoling her. She held on to him like he was a lifeline, like if he released her she would disappear, like she was almost drowning in guilt and agony as she gripped onto him as she cried. You need not feel inadequate or bad for even that matter. We all grow and mature at different rates. Your mother and father were scientists who live a relatively normal life. I was raised in the Uzumaki ninja clan and by Deathstroke the Terminator. Obviously, our upbringings are tremendously different. Hence the different level of maturity. But that is not a problem as long as you learn from your mistakes. And when I say your mistakes, I mean our mistakes. Because it's not like I did not make any mistakes as well in our relationship. She finally looked up towards him. I get that now. The learning and maturity part. The loyalty and safety part as well. When you open your heart and allow yourself to be vulnerable to someone, you give them everything, with the expectation that your heart, soul and secrets will all be kept safe. What I did was to violate you. I broke your trust, security and safety. And I did it all in the name of justice. She tightened her grip on him, as if her grip was going to release and he was going to just fly away if she did not hold on tight. I also thought that I would be better off without you, or at least that it would be okay not to be with you again, because it's not like I knew you for the entirety of my life. I had a life before I met you, but without you I've been miserably, utterly miserable. Nathaniel, I do not want to be miserable anymore. I miss you, and I don't mean I miss having someone in my life. I miss having you in my life. I know that it's selfish, but I want you to be mine again. I want you to belong to me. I want to look at you and smile, knowing that I can look at you and say, yes, that's my man. Kara said desperately, I want you to be mine as well, Kara. More than you can imagine. But I don't think I'm willing to break Diana's heart in order to make that happen. She's too much of a good woman for me to betray and hurt like that in a short space amount of time. She gave me so much of herself. She gave so much for my cause, and quite honestly, I'm falling head over heel in love with her. And I know that I want to be with Kara. Cut him off. I don't care. I'm sorry, Nathaniel, but I don't care about you and Wonder Woman. You can do whatever you want. I mean, she's great. I know that. I look up to her for our sake. She's my role model. I know that she's special and a great person and whatever. That is why I don't care. I'm not going to compete with her because I know I'm going to lose. And it's my fault that she got so close because I wasn't there. What exactly are you saying? Said Naruto, as he simply looked down towards her. Do I really have to spell it out? Jeez, making a girl say something so embarrassing out loud. You're an asshole, Nathaniel. She cut him off. Jeez, I'm saying that you can have us both. I don't care if you're with her as long as a part of you is mine. As she looked rather embarrassed. Oh wait, you want to be my side chick? Screw you, Nathaniel, she said angrily, as embarrassment flushed all over her face. As he looked down towards her. Honestly, I never consider having a side, I mean more than one partner. But I'm a guy, so that's obviously been one of my fantasies. To be quite frank, my answer is hell yes, but it all depends on Diana's answer. The last thing I want is to be a cheater. If we are going to do this, then we are going to need her consent. As Naruto doubted that Diana would agree, but then again, he did not really know how she would take this, being an Amazonian warrior and all. Okay, that sounds fair. I get that you don't have to sully your reputation and integrity because of my selfish desires. But with that understanding in mind, and for other reasons, I need you to let me be the one that talked to her. I think there's a higher chance that she would accept if I talk to her, woman to woman, than if you do. Impressive. You're really starting to think like a Kunoichi. You have my blessing, you can talk to her when she returns. But as so long as you understand that, there can be nothing between us, no matter how much either of us wants it. That's fine, she said. I wouldn't want to do it with a shadow clone either way. As Naruto looked at her surprised. Of course I know, she said, seeing the look on his face. There is no way that you would let her fight some intergalactic war alone. Obviously, real you is out there with her. As she knew about his clones from the time he took her to Mount Miyaboku. You would make one hell of a Kunoichi, said Naruto with a big smile. We'll see, she said, but for now, I have to get back to the Justice League. As she pulled away, there was a much more happier look on her face than the one that she had before she arrived. What will you tell them? Naruto asked. I cannot lie to them. They have Martian Manhunter, Batman, and Superman. Lying to them would be impossible. However, I do not have to tell them everything. I'll just say that she's on a mission to re-establish order and law in another part of the galaxy, and she will be back in a fortnight. I'll also tell them that I reject the invitation to join the Justice League. Joining them and being with you will only complicate things for us and make it impossible for us to have a relationship in the future, she said. I am still growing, learning, maturing. As you said earlier, I'm still finding myself. So until I figure things out, I will not be joining the Justice League. Besides, I think I would rather lose the opportunity to be a League member than to ever lose you again, she said. Okay, this sounds promising. She's still far away from joining the Hive or the Kitsune Collision, but she has taken a giant leap in the right direction, Naruto thought, diabolically in his mind. I did not think it was possible to love you more than I already did. Especially until this very moment, said Naruto, with a genuine smile on his face. Oh, you're gonna love me even more, Nathaniel. As Naruto pressed the shifting button because she was levitating off the ground. I'll see you, she said, as she blew him a kiss before she flew through the window. As he released the button, allowing it to stop phasing. Time skip. Before we adjourn the meeting, is there anything that anyone else would like to add? Superman, the leader of the league, spoke up. They were having their general monthly meeting, which was about, well, general. The meeting about budgets, performance, philosophy, rules, regulations, standards, and all that. Superman had struggled to keep it together because of the giant elephant in the room, and the moment he gave them a chance to speak up now, it was spoken out rather easily. I would like to propose that we launch a full-out assault on Naruto Uzumaki, denial of which should be taken as my official resignation from the Justice League. Aquaman spoke out sternly. What? You can't be serious, man. Why? I did not even know that you were close to Wonder Woman. Green Arrow asked. We are not close, however, she's a comrade and a fellow member of the League. If one of us can go missing and the culprit is allowed to face zero consequences, then I do not want to be a part of such an organization. In Atlantis, we protect our own, and the event that we fail to protect them, we avenge them. Aquaman said, we cannot just attack a man without any evidence, especially not someone who's a public figure like Naruto Uzumaki. We need to gather more intel, Superman said. Intelligence that your little sister is hoarding to herself. You do realize that makes her accomplice, don't you? Hal Jordan spoke up. She's not my sister, she's my cousin. And there's no evidence that she's hiding anything. And moreover, what could make you think that she was an accomplice in Wonder Woman disappearing, Superman said. He was a bit confused. She was overjoyed with the prospect of joining the League. She went to go and see Naruto Uzumaki and investigate about Wonder Woman disappearance. Not only did she came back with little to no intel, but she also did a complete 180 and deny our offer of joining the League to her. Even after she had already accepted it, she knows something about Naruto Uzumaki and what he did to Wonder Woman, and she's protecting him, Captain Adam said. That still does not make her accomplice to Wonder Woman disappearance, Superman said. A accessory after the fact then, Hawkman said. Does everyone feel this way? Does everyone think that Supergirl is suspected to be an accomplice? Superman asks. A deafening silence taking over the meeting room. What about you, Bruce? What do you think? Superman asks. I think that your cousin has been paying Naruto Uzumaki a visit every single night since we sent her to interrogate him. Just like when she used to date him, Batman said. You've been spying on her? After I warned you to stay away from her. Superman asks. Can you blame him? She's a suspect, Superman. That is what you do to suspects. You watch their every move until you find something incriminating. I think the fact that it's your cousin involved has been clouding your judgment. Green Lantern John Stewart said sternly. Give the guy a break. It's his little sister, so of course he has a blind spot when it comes to her. Hawkwoman said. Cousin, little cousin. Whatever. The point is, you are compromised. You need to recuse yourself of all matters involving Supergirl. That is, if you are the true symbol of justice. Hawkgirl said, as Batman had to strain himself to prevent the triumphant smile that was trying to pop up on his face. And who would be the chairman then? Flash asked curiously. Batman, of course. The original three members were Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is missing, Superman is compromised. Of course, it falls to Batman to lead the whole situation, said Black Canary. Might I point out that the big guy has not yet recused himself? Green Arrow said. Black Canary looked towards him as to say, whose side are you on anyway? As he had the decency to look sheepish. It's fine. I recuse myself. Effective immediately. However, I shall remain here to monitor the situation because, as you know, two of our members, one of them including our active chairman, has recently been found crossing borders that no hero should cross, Superman said, as he was referring to Batman and Martian Manhunter when he found out that he attacked Naruto, and also wiped his mind as well. And the fact that Supergirl reported that they tried to do the same to her. Do as you wish. Now, as acting chairman, my first task is to ask you, Dr. Fate, one more time. What is Uzumaki Naruto? And tell us what has he done to Diana? Batman said, as I said before, Diana came to the tower to ask me about Nathaniel. Nathaniel happened to be there, playing chess with my wife. We chatted briefly, and he left abruptly, denying Diana the opportunity to ask him the questions that she wanted to ask of him. Diana went looking for him, and 3 days later, Diana was gone. She did not tell me where she went, but I can assure you that Nathaniel did not kidnap her. He did not see her as an enemy. In fact, I think he did not see anyone in Justice League as an enemy, Fate said. Batman did not say anything for a few seconds until he spoke. My second order is the capture and detainment of Kara Zor-El, aka Supergirl. She's obviously hiding information from us. And if not, at the very least she can be served as bait to lure out Naruto Uzumaki. If Naruto Uzumaki does not act in 2 weeks, we will let her go and I will resign from the Justice League, Batman said with conviction. Why are you so desperate to make an enemy of Naruto Uzumaki? Would it not be better to recruit him into the Justice League rather than make an enemy of him? I have done some research into him. He has done a lot of philanthropy work He makes clean energy, and he seemed determined to save the planet from self-implosion, and he has single-handedly reduced worldwide unemployment by 70%. This cannot possibly be a villain, Captain Marvel said. Things aren't as they appear to be, Captain Marvel. This boy was raised and trained by Deathstroke the Terminator, the most dangerous mercenary and assassin in the world. He also come from a ninja clan, and he himself was a mercenary and an assassin. His bodyguards are Poison Ivy, the worst eco-terrorist in the world, Painkiller, a very dangerous thug and assassin who used to work for Metahuman, Gang Lord, Tobias Wade. His other bodyguard has no crimes, no profile, but my investigation lead me to believe that he was behind the 12 unsolved bank robberies that has been done in a quick succession years ago. Batman said confidently. Even you cannot deny the fact that all evidence point towards Naruto Uzumaki, Kal-El. Especially when you factor in Naruto Uzumaki, telepath, into the equation. Manhunter said, surprising everyone. Telepath? What do you mean, John? Black Canary asked as she wondered how many superpowers this Naruto Uzumaki has. When Batman and I were spying on Supergirl, I attempted to read her mind, and I was being blocked off by a more powerful telepath who was already in her mind. I was unable to penetrate her mind or remove the foreign inhabitant. If the foreign inhabitant in her mind at the time happened to be Naruto Uzumaki, then it would explain her complete 180 when we sent her to speak to him, Manhunter said. As Superman looked towards him as he said all of that, are you saying that Naruto might be controlling Kara with telepathy? He asked, horrified by the fact that his cousin might be being controlled to betray them and also do all sorts of things that he didn't even want to think about. I'm sorry, Kal, but again, all evidence seemed to... He was cut off as Superman spoke. I think it's high time I make good on my word and pay him a little visit, he said. He was angry. Isn't that a little reckless? And didn't you just say that you were recusing yourself? Hal Jordan asked. From the investigation on Kara and her detainment, I said nothing about Naruto Uzumaki. As he flew toward the watchtower, Zeta tube at the fastest speed he can, without blowing away everyone. Clark, wait! Batman shouted. But it was too late. As he activated the Zeta tube and teleported himself. Damn it, that idiot. We need to go after him, Jon Stewart said angrily. No, leave him be for now. Let us go after Supergirl before he changed his mind on letting us detain her, Batman said. Meanwhile, at Metropolis. What the hell? Wait, Superman? Oh shit, he looked pissed. I've never seen him like that before, our man said, as Superman had just crashed into his boss' unbreakable window. He thought that it would not stand up to especially someone like Superman. Yeah, he looks really pissed, Painkiller said. The both of them were here, as they were on bodyguard duty. Bloody Kryptonian. Always a pain in my ass, said Naruto as he got up and walked towards the glass window. Are you a hero or a terrorist? Because you're scaring and terrifying all of my employees. This is vandalism and terror, Superman. I thought you were better than that. As Naruto used his watch to turn off the soundproofing on the building, as Superman seemed to come to his senses as he looked around to see the people that were there. The ones that saw him as the look on their face, one of shock and surprise. Take me and fly me to a secure location where we can talk, said Naruto, allowing phase shifting on the glass so Superman can enter. Boss, are you sure about this? I could, no, Painkiller. Superman is not an enemy. Yet, said Naruto, his tone turning dark at the end. Superman looked towards Painkiller, wondering what kind of ability he had to take him down of all person. As he kept an eye on him. Let's go, he said. As Superman grabbed Naruto by the scruff of his neck and flew him toward the Sahara Desert at Mach 6 speed. As he knew that no normal human could survive this movement, he really hoped that they were alright about him, otherwise he will be facing a murder trial very soon. Well, that was awkward, said Naruto, as he dusted himself off, as he felt a sense of deja vu. So you really are a new god, whatever that means, Superman said curiously. I'm surprised you did not search for us. With your Fortress of Solitude, or does Kryptonian not have any information about us? Superman's eyes widened as Naruto just admitted that he was a new god, not to mention he knew about the fortress. I am a technologically advanced, empowered alien ninja god, Kal-El. Of course I know where you sleep, said Naruto with a shrug. Are you mind-controlling Kara? Superman asks, as his tone promised pain if Naruto was. I did that once, to protect her from Batman and Manhunter. Something I'm sure that you know about, seeing that she told me that she was gonna tell you. That was the first and only time I was in her mind. Superman breathed a sigh of relief as he could not detect any lies with his X-ray vision. Why did Kara do a 180 after we sent her to you? If you're really not controlling her, then why the quick change all of a sudden? I did not make her do anything. She made up her own mind. But why did she change her mind? What did you say to her? Not that it's any of your business, but I told her the truth. I told her that I love her, and I'll always love her even if she's a pain in the ass, said Naruto. That's all? You just told her that you love her and she changed her mind. It's not all that was said, obviously, but she came to an understanding that being with me and being with Justice League at the same time may cause conflicts of our interests, loyalties, and emotions due to the Justice League determination to vilify me. So she decided that, as of right now, she would rather be with me than Justice League until she figured things out on who she is, what she stands for, and what she wants to do with her life. I see. I won't lie to you, Naruto. It bothers me that being a member of the League and being with you is causing such a conflict in her. We are the Justice League, we stand for truth, justice, and peace. How can an organization of those ideals cause a conflict of interest in your relationship with significant enough potential to bring down a potential member out of it if you are not a villain, Superman asks. This may come as a surprise to you, but I truly don't care about Justice League or its ideals. I do not see you as enemies, nor do I see you as friends. Up until recently, you have been nothing different from another government organization. I do respect your resolve, your determination, your will, your ideals and philosophy, believe it or not, but overall, you do not matter to me because I don't hate, love, or need you. You are just there. That is it, said Naruto. If you respect our conviction and ideals, then why don't you join us? Why not help us to protect and inspire the people of Earth? Superman said. I said I respect your ideals. It doesn't necessarily mean I agree with them, nor do I want to be a part of your crusade. If it works for you, that's good, but I'm not interested. In case you have not noticed, I've done a lot for the people of Earth in my own way, but you could do so much more. I am, said Naruto. Just because you don't know something is there doesn't mean that it's not there. Perhaps you will know one day, but today is not the day. And to remind you, I'm under no obligation to account to you about my services of the people of planet Earth. Superman could not counter Naruto's facts. After all, he remembered what Fate had said, that Naruto had helped him fight a being that threatened to destroy their reality. Fair enough, but I hope you know that I will not give up until I convince you otherwise. Well, whatever, Kal-El, said Naruto. So, what now? Wonder Woman, he said. She's on her way back as we speak, said Naruto. From an intergalactic war that no one knew about, not even the Green Lantern Corps or the Guardians of the Universe, Superman said. Yes, said Naruto. He scowled at Naruto's nonchalant attitude. Do you think this is a game, he said. The others are on their way to apprehend Supergirl as we speak. This could be an international incident. It could tarnish both the League's and Kara's reputation as we speak. Superman said angrily. What do you want me to do? I told you Wonder Woman is coming back today, didn't I? This whole matter will be cleared up by the end of the day, said Naruto. But guys, we end up so right here. If you want to see next part and do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. But I'm off for now. See you guys soon. Peace.